Hello and welcome to my Friday connection tip. I am happy to come to you today. My name is Charlotte Heiberger. I'm a connector and a multi-entrepreneur. And what I do is I connect you with people, resources, and experiences to achieve your life projects, usually business projects that come from your life mission. So today I want to talk about communities. I have a whole course called Cracking the Code of Networking and several smaller courses about social marketing and networking in general, collaborations as well. And today I wanted to talk to you about communities, and I'll be bringing you a list of 10 online communities that I recommend. I also ask, as this is a collaborative effort, that you share your own community tips and examples, links. All groups are welcome in my comments. So I wanted to talk about communities. So for one thing, what is a community? A community is a group of people who come together with at least a common interest or a common goal, a common purpose. And the ones I'm going to be talking about are business communities. So business communities, or a community that will allow you to connect with other people that will help you, or that you will help achieve your project, or business goal, or business project organization. Those are the three specific goals that I help you with, communities that will connect you with what you need to achieve those. So if you have a project, a business, or an organization that you want to promote and develop, and it's based on something that you feel is your life mission, share it here in the comments as well. So I'm going to follow my notes. I just have a few tips, and then I'll be sharing the 10 communities that I recommend right now online. So a community is a group of people who come together for a common purpose, common goal, common interest. It can go from hobbies to social change, marketing, collaboration across two different regions or countries. Those are all communities. The ones I'm going to be talking about are, like I said, more business oriented. So they're usually communities where people can do direct business networking, and you can't always do direct promotion of your products and services, though you can always connect, create those relationships, and then share with each other your mutual business projects, products, and services. There's whole other videos and courses on that as well. So a few tips, actually just one really central tip I want to share about communities, okay? If you're talking about an online community, it can sometimes be easy to forget that we're dealing with humans on the other side of the screen. So if you join an online community, like the ones I'm going to recommend, or the ones that you can share in the comments, treat it like a community center. Treat it the same way you would a physical location with people that you are seeing in person. So anytime you're wondering how to deal with a situation in networking online, what would you do in person? What would you do if it were in person and do that? For example, in person, in a community center, you would enter into the room of wherever the meeting is happening, or the event, the expo. You would go into the room and you would have eye contact, and you would maybe shake hands, or right now, maybe you would not shake hands, but something similar, like, elbow bumps right now that we're doing. Do that online. Don't drop stuff. Like, would you drop a bag of products in a community center room if there were an expo going on and just run off? Do not do that in communities. So in communities, we want to do the same thing that we do in person. That's one thing I've learned. So when I'm sharing our tips, I've learned from my last 10 years in business. And also I have actually been in business, and with direct sales in particular, since I was 16 years old. So these are actually things I've gathered from different places. Communities are the same, whether they're online or in person. So I'd love for you to share your thoughts on that. And what does that mean for you? Do you actually go to the groups that you're in and look in the group, or do you just wait for the post to go back through your feed? That would be similar to looking at the posters on the outside of the community room. You can get some information, but it's very, very unlikely that you would develop some deep relationships and actually get leads and prospects and create something long-term. It's kind of like being on the outside. For me, being in the community means you go to the group at least once a week, or set it in your calendar every day if you can. You comment. That's where the action is. Everything on Facebook is comments. I mean, comments gets more views. Comments get more views than posts. Think about it. If you want to be seen, why aren't you commenting? Comments are where the action is. A feeling that I've engaged is people do not actually want to be seen. It's really, it makes us nervous. We're not sure what to say. We're not sure what to do. It takes time and energy and practice, and we lack a lot of that. I get the feeling that a lot of us want to get business flowing through our website or whatever without having to do all that getting seen thing. Well, and maybe I assure you, we do not need to be seen by tens of thousands of people. That's true. Some people are aiming for that and might fit with their specific business, but honestly, how many customers do you need? How many customers do you need to even reach your top goal in life? Like the craziest dream goal that you have? Do you need 10,000 customers? If not, maybe the case, but if it's not, you do not need 10,000 views on your Facebook posts. You need a certain amount of views by the interested people, which means got to get the practice and you have to get commenting. It's just the way it is. Very unlikely that those people are going to just show up at your door or show up on your website. It does happen. I'm very thankful when it does. Though, like I said, communities and even your own profile, treat them like in person. How would you build a relationship with someone, a customer, people you meet at an expo, people you meet at a networking meeting? That is how I would suggest treating a online community. So share with me your takeaways. What would you be doing differently in a community now? If you think about it, if you refer to your in-person practices. And I want to share a couple of my favorite communities. Okay, so I don't want anybody to feel left out here. I just went from the top of my head, the ones I've been using, the ones I recommend in my courses. If I've forgotten anybody that I actually, I participate in a lot of communities, but I'm going to talk about the ones where I have found the most benefits and that I recommend to you. Some are in English, some are in French, because I speak both languages. And I can tell you, people are speaking all kinds of languages on Facebook because there's an auto translate actually. And so you can go to groups where there's a language that you do not speak if it fits with what you want to reach. So do not believe that anything can be a barrier, and certainly not language. So I'm going to suggest 10 groups, French, English. Most of them are for women, just because that's the field I'm in, though quite a few of them are open to, everyone. If there's any questions, you can write me or the group owners. So the first one I want to talk about is our previously called Heart-Centered Women Breaking Barriers. So this group was actually founded, I don't know, close to 10 years ago. I'm not really sure when, by Aimée Bélanger, who is not only a mentor and someone I have followed for 10 years on social media, like I was a stalker social media follower of hers. And so we actually met a couple years ago in person. And then we become friends and actual business partners. And I now have the honor and privilege of co-facilitating and being a content creator for the group that is now called, the name has changed. If you look for it on Facebook, it's International Women in Sales Network. So this is a group that's completely complements everything else that I do, everything else that I participate in. It's not an and or, it's an awesome group for anyone, particularly women who are in sales. And I cannot imagine that you have a project, a business, or an organization and that you do no sales. That is impossible. So this group is for you. As much as if you're in direct sales, or if you're an artisan, a creator, a graphic artist, you are welcome in the International Women in Sales Network. It's a Facebook group where you can post every day. There's even awesome ways to promote yourself. You can become a VIP member, or you have all like a whole bunch of options to get seen. And what we want is for the message to get out, for your message to get out to as many people as possible. And like I said earlier, not necessarily the quantity, but we want pre-qualified interested leads. And that group is made for that. That's group number one. And I have 10 to share with you. The second group, I would have had them like, what is it called? They're like number one, both of them. But my second one is HeartLink Quebec. HeartLink Quebec is the chapter that I lead and have been leading for almost 8 years here in Quebec, Canada, in French, for the last almost 8 years. HeartLink is an international network, and I've been a leader for 8 years, and we have a group here in Quebec. But now that we're meeting virtually, we have English and French meetings, and they're open to all women who want to participate. We also have a Facebook group for the French group, and we also have the International Women in Sales Network group for everybody who participates in our HeartLink chapter. So this means that there are communities, that's what I love, that are connecting. I'm not just in the business of connecting people. I'm in the business of connecting communities. And I'm sure that for your project, your business, and your organization, you would love to have connections, not only where you live, especially now, but in another province if you're in Canada, in another country, in the US, around the world. And that is what we're offering in that group. So the third group I want to share is extremely similar to the first two. It's the HeartLink chapter in Southern California, the SoCal HeartLink group that I have fallen in love with because I started going to their meetings when they became virtual at the beginning of the first confinement that we experienced about 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years. I started going to their virtual meetings and met Caprice, the leader, and her group has also become an international group. That's what's happened over the last 2 years. I mean, this is like mind-boggling. These were groups that each had physical meeting in Quebec, my chapter here in Quebec, her chapter, Caprice, in California. There was no way for us to do business together except if we were maybe messaging individually but we both are having virtual meetings. So that means that we can actually do business globally through these meetings. That's the third group, and I'll put the links in the description for the video. The fourth group I want to share is a group that was originally from one of my favorite people on the planet. I know I might say that often. I have a couple of favorite people on the planet, but one of my other favorite people on the planet is Steve Wilshire. He's someone I've been following for about 10 years too. Stalked everything he had as far as free content. Had an awesome conversation with him on the phone where I was very daring and very audacious, and he responded to it positively about 2 years ago, where we started working on how to bring everything he's been doing for direct sales. What he does is direct sales training, direct sales coaching, direct sales. It's actually life coaching. He brings this in an excellent way. He's been doing it for a long time, and he has several partners and coaches that work with him. So we started working together on how to bring this to the French community. Still working on that part. I'm lagging behind. So the fourth group is, the exact name is Lifeline Social Media Community. I'll put it in the group description. It's actually facilitated by Michelle and Mandy. Love that they're M&M. They are coaches that work with Steve, and they are both in direct sales. And they have a group where they share posts for direct sales every day. Like we're talking about, it's not sales training in itself. They're not sales coaches. They actually share specific tips for you to post on your profile or group for your social media company. Okay, so ask me for that link. That's a paid group, okay? But it's extremely affordable. It's like for what they offer. Now, the number 5 is, it's a French group. I believe you could participate in English. I've seen it many times. I have not seen it on that group yet. It's called, now I don't know what the word would be in English. It's by Véronique Dupont. She's in Quebec. It's, now I can't find the word in English. It's called La Serre Entrepreneur. I'm having a mind slip here. It's when you grow vegetables, when it's at a place that's too cold. For example, people here are even growing vegetables in the winter in Canada, and you cover it with, I don't know what the word is, I guess, plastic, whatever. It's a way to grow when the temperature, like an accelerator for vegetables. Okay, well, she has an accelerator for businesses, and it's a group called the Solo Entrepreneurs. A lot of stuff going on there, networking. Another group is by another lady here in the province of Quebec, in another city, mostly in French. Pretty sure you could participate in English as well. Her name is Mounay Larouche. And she also has a platform where people can announce their businesses if they're in the area of well-being and well-being and health. Number 7 is the WOW group. Okay, we're not talking about the video game. It's the World of Women. WOW. There are a couple chapters around Canada, and there's one in Quebec, and that's the one I'm going to share with you. And there's a couple, actually. You could probably, there's a yearly membership, and then you can post in all the different groups and participate in all the different groups and activities to become an ambassador. Now I have 3 more to share. So these are all on Facebook. What happens if some people you serve are not on Facebook, or Facebook is not available at some point, or something happens to your group and you lose all your group contacts? Hopefully you have something in place for that, like email lists. I also recommend, even if Facebook is your main area, perhaps it is mine, my main area of business, my main location for my business is Facebook. It's been like that for several years. However, I recommend playing around and exploring and really being present at least every week on at least one other platform. So you might want to visit the communities there. Here are 3 examples. And it doesn't mean you have to leave Facebook if you don't want to. It doesn't mean you have to actually be half and half. It's your main platform is where you put all your energy and most of your business time. However, just be present somewhere else. It gives you an opportunity that if you ever need to, you can move your community, or simply a different kind. For example, a discussion forum. There are discussion forums. All those people who are in discussion forums are also on Facebook. It's not like they have to choose between the two. I don't. So the 3 I'm going to share is Meetup. We actually have a HeartLink Meetup. I know that the South California HeartLink has a Meetup too, Meetup group. Meetup is supposed to be for in-person meetings, but right now you can find everything you want. And near you, you would be very surprised to find that near you, there may be something out there super interesting that you didn't know about. So on Meetup, you could check Eventbrite too, but I'm talking about communities. I'm not aware that Eventbrite has communities. Meetup has actual places where you can discuss with other people who participate in events or have a common interest. Then we have LinkedIn. So HeartLink also has a LinkedIn group. It's actually a common group for all my communities on LinkedIn. I have one LinkedIn group, whereas on Facebook, I have a group for each of my communities. So if you know of any awesome LinkedIn groups, I would love to hear about them here. The one I'm going to share is in both languages. And then you have Circle, which is something I want to share, is if you want to create your own membership community, or it could be without a membership. But for example, I have a course and I don't want to create a new Facebook group for my course. I do not want to create any more Facebook groups. Honestly, the impact on the environment is one thing of everything we're creating, and just the intentionality behind creating so many new communities. I'm trying to not do that as much anymore. So your own community. And this is not something that means people have to leave Facebook at all. In my case, it's a community that goes with my course. So it's simply around the course. It's like a discussion group, and it's on something called circle.so. They are an incredible new business company who offers you the opportunity for a very low price. I think there's even a free option to try it out, at least, of creating your own platform. You don't really have to put much work into it. You can change the colors, the layout to fit with your logo. And the idea is that it's like a discussion forum. It's a place where your students or your maybe people who have business partners can meet for training, for discussions, for sequence. And mine goes with my courses. So it's not something that you can join if you haven't purchased any of my courses. I'm going to share, though, this website. That's what I had to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you for my next Friday connection tip. and would love to see yours as well in the comments. Take care.